Hi, just a quick one. If you want to check out the tutorial notes, just go to my GitHub repository. As you can see here is tutorials, so you click on that, and when you get in there, you look for the JavaScript folder, and you can see all the files here which represent the different topics. So you just choose whichever one, then you'll be able to see the notes in them. Hi, so we're going to talk about increment and decrement. What does that really mean? So let's imagine that we have a variable that we're going to call it let, and we'll just say num, which is the number. We're going to have a number 10. So we've declared the variable number 10, and now we initiated with it with the value 10. So now we need to see a way we can increase 10 by 1. So to do that, we can simply just say number is equals to number, which is the 10, plus and 1, and that is it. So now we want to output the value of number, so we can change this actually to a new variable, and we'll say let result be equals to number plus 1, and let's see what the results will be. So we'll put that in the console.log, and we're going to put that result so that we can see it in our console portal. So console.log, and we save that. So if we come here, we will just right click and go to inspect on our Google Chrome, and we'll make sure we choose console, and now see the value it gives us 11. So what it did, it was able to add the number 10 by 1, and it stored that answer to result. In this case, this num can also be this way. That means we can add 1 to num and still store it in num. And let me change result to num and save, and now it says uncaught syntax error, num has already been declared, so I'm declaring it twice, which is wrong. So save that, and now we can see it gives us the same 11. So instead of doing this way, they say there's an easier way to do that, and that's simply, let me just comment that out, and that's simply by saying num plus plus. And what this is exactly the same as this. That is, you're adding 1 to num, and this time we're going to see that we added no num to 1 and 1 to num, and it's going to store in num. How do I know that? Because we're going to log out the value of num, and if we see that's 11. Let's try it again. So I'm going to make this 12, save 13. You see, so it's changed this whole line and summarized it into this. So it added 1 to num and stored it back in num. That's increment. So let's talk about decrement. So we're going to use the same num, and num is 12. So let me just comment that out. So we have the same scenario where num can be equals to num minus 1, sorry, in this case. And what we have here is that we taking this 12 and we're subtracting 1 to it, and we're storing it back in num, and we're going to log out the variable value now, and if we save it, guess what, it's 11. Why? Because if you take 1 from 12, you get 11 stored here. So instead of doing it this way, there is the easier way to decrement it, and that's just saying num minus minus, and if you save that, you still get the same 11. So what this did here is just exactly this. So it subtracts 1 from num, and now it puts that into the value of num. And now we have our task here, up here, and it says let my number be 87, and it says let my second number be 11. So increment my number and decrement my second number. So can you do this? You can pause the video and try it, but if you can't, let me just show you how to do it. So we'll use the same thing. Let's just bring that one out. So we'll say let my number, that's the variable. We are assigning this value 87 to the variable my number, and we want to it says we should increment it. So we're just going to simply take this my number, and this is going to be the same thing as my number to increment plus 1. So instead of doing it this way, we're going to use the shorthand method, and what we're simply going to do is just take my number and plus. Oops. Going to take it out of there. Yeah, plus, and let's log out the result of that. And I'm just going to take my number now and see. And if I save that, guess what? We have 88. So it has increased 87 by the value 1, by adding 1 to the value, and now we have 88 here at the console output. So let's try that. For the second one, it says my second number, let my second number be 11. So I'm going to use the shorthand method, for my second number, and remember it's minus, and let's console log that out. So console log my second number and save, and now we have my second number as 10. So if you take 1 off 11, you would get 10. So this may not seem relevant now, but when we are dealing with loops, and for like for loops and the rest of them, you see the importance of incrementing and decrementing. So that's basically all about it.